Well, this is making me giggle because my husband brought this one up. I don't know if this is a Chicago thing, but do you remember after big snowstorms in the city, people would put lawn chairs after they shoveled out their parking spots?
Oh, right.
Can you save seats or save a parking spot like that? Welcome to Redesigning Health and Home. I'm Meg.
And I'm Kerri. We love creating beautiful, functional spaces and living healthy, vibrant lives. So join us as we chat about simple, practical ways to take care of your body, mind, and your home. Whether it's fitness tips, home decor ideas, or navigating those big life moments, we're here to share what's working for us and what isn't, with some encouragement along the way.
And occasionally, we'll sprinkle in some fun topics to brighten your day and to make you smile. Let's redesign this life together, one step, one room, and one habit at a time. Welcome back to Redesigning Health and Home. It's your hosts, Kerri and Meg. We're so happy to have you along for this conversation. Kerri, how are you today?
Doing really great, Meg. Enjoying a beautiful summer day over here. And how are things with you?
Well, I am so excited to talk to you. I feel like it's been quite some time that we've gotten together. So I am excited to talk, and we have a bit of a fun redesigning topic to share with our audience today.
Yes, and it kind of stems back to an episode we had recently. I think you had mentioned about going to a restaurant where they included the tip on the bill, and you were a little bit surprised by that.
I was very surprised, and that made us think of all of these random topics that we probably have all discussed between friends and family or neighbors about really what should you do?
Yeah, what should you do? What would you do in this?
What would you do?
Yeah, what would you do in this situation? So,
Well, I'm excited to talk. Carrie and I came up with each a few of these common, maybe modern etiquette debates that we should call them. And we're just going to talk about them and discuss all the ways we can look at it.
yes, and I have to say, I ran some of them past my husband, and our opinions were not the same on a lot of them. So it might be the same for our audience too, where you might be like, yeah, I don't know about that one. I would do that differently. So we would love to hear from you about how you would handle these situations.
I agree. I actually mentioned a few, and my thought was even turning around after we had the debate and the conversation. So, yeah, let's get into it. What is your first one?
Well, my first one actually is around something that my husband does that's actually turned into a little bit of not a problem, but a kind of like, oh shoot, I wish we had handled that differently. So imagine that you are showing up to an event and there's a lot of different people there. Is it appropriate to say, "Hi, I'm Meg, nice to meet you," if you're not sure if you have met them before? Right? So this has happened to, to us before. So we recently had a Canada Day party when we were on our vacation back in Canada. And before the party, I said to my husband, "You've met pretty much everyone that's going to be coming today. Please, instead of saying, 'Hi, I'm Pete, nice to meet you,' say, 'Oh, it's nice to see you.'" Because that way, whether you've met them or not, that's an appropriate thing to say. "Oh, nice to see you," right? Instead of "nice to meet you." So I recall this happening, and my husband said that to one of my cousins who he had met a few times before. "Hi, I'm Pete. Nice to meet you." And afterwards, my cousin was like, "What the heck? Like I met him at your wedding. I've met him at this event, and that event." And it kind of made her feel like, "Oh, I must be kind of forgettable because he keeps saying, 'Nice to meet you,' when they've already met before." So is it appropriate to say "nice to meet you" if you're not sure if you've met somebody
Ooh.
before?
Now I'm thinking about this because I probably do say that. And now I might have to turn around just my general introduction to, oh gosh, nice to see you.
But I could see it if you were 100% sure that you've never met that person. Like you take a trip to Hawaii and you've never been there before and you're, meeting some people at the same, I don't know, all inclusive, I think that's okay to say, "Oh, it's so nice to meet you." But if you're going to a party in your hometown, it might not be it might not be safe to say, "Nice to meet you."
Okay, I have a question.
Yes.
When you approached your husband about this,
Mhm.
what was his response? Like, "Oh, yes, I should?"
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, good call. Yeah, good."
Oh, all right.
So he got it. I don't know if he remembered it by the time he
Okay.
got there, right? Because that is kind of more natural to say, "Oh, nice to meet you," than "Nice to see you," you know?
Right.
Right.
Wow. Well, so fun. And just a nice, gentle reminder. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes.
All right. Well, I'm going to jump gears here. And I think this could be just a yes or no, but I think some people would have an in between.
Okay.
Okay. You're in your airplane seat. Do you recline or do you not?
Oh, you know, I have changed my mind about that over the years. I used to always feel like, "Oh, I don't wanna recline and squish them up," or and now I'm like, "These seats recline for a reason. I'm reclining."
Okay. I have never reclined.
Really? And why is
I just see this is an interesting thought. If the person reclines in front of me,
Yeah,
I'm okay with it,
yeah, yeah,
but I guess I think if we all recline, we all recline. If we
yeah.
all stay up, we all stay up. But there's different body shapes and styles sitting in the same seat.
Sure, right.
So, and maybe you need that comfort for your back. So I do see that it should be okay, but I didn't know if you thought it was a yes or a no.
Oh, interesting. Well, and also you don't know if the person in front of you, maybe they had 5 minutes sleep last night and they just really couldn't wait to get on this airplane to catch a nap. So I think it is
Exactly.
okay to recline. I do think it's nice to recline slowly. Have you ever had somebody recline back super fast and you're like, what? Like, what's happening? Your tray is maybe up and your stuff is, so I try to recline a little and just gently. I don't know.
Okay.
That,
Okay. Good etiquette. That's the nice etiquette part of the recline.
yeah.
Okay, wonderful. What's your next one?
Okay, well, this one is quite different. And again, I don't know, it might be a yes or no. So you attend, let's say, a graduation ceremony, and you're in your seat, and they announce that they ask all of the guests to please hold their applause until the end of the ceremony, and then we're going to clap for everybody. And then somebody's kid goes across and they are hooting and hollering, "Woohoo! Way to go, Joseph!" And like yelling and clapping. And they did not follow the rules, right? They did not follow the rules.
Mm.
Are they breaking an etiquette rule there?
Wow. I've been in that situation, and I would have to say that that was a pre-chosen decision.
Yeah. Yes.
That family said, "No matter what they say, we're gonna go nuts on our kid,"
Yes.
which I get. I mean, I
Yes.
get, but I am a rule follower, and if that rule is addressed, I would assume that the rule then is the etiquette. So Carrie, because of
And
course I want to, but yes, you can celebrate after, you can all cheer together.
yes.
Do I get, though, annoyed when I hear someone? 'Cause then I think, "Well, I wanna do that too, but we were told not
Yes.
to, so"
Yeah.
but I understand it.
Yeah.
What do you think? What do you
I'm
think?
this exact same as you. I'm a rule follower for the most part. And so I wouldn't do that. And plus, my kids would be horrified if I did that.
Oh,
Like, I think
okay.
they'd be horrified. It'd be one thing if, like, they're performing at something, like when my daughter was into doing her music and stuff, we would cheer super loud and yay, Jordan. But at a graduation where it's pretty quiet and that was announced at first, yeah, I wouldn't do that. And the same with you. When people do that, I'm like, well, you don't know their story. Like maybe it was a rough year for them and they did it and or they're just like so proud and I get it, but yeah, I kind of do feel like, oh, we were asked not to. So I don't know, it's a hard one, right? That's a hard one.
These are all hard ones because no one knows someone's backstory.
Yes,
You're
yes,
right. You're
yeah,
right. I like it. So we wanna hear everyone's thoughts on these.
yes.
Okay, now this one recently happened, and I was very curious. It's sort of the airplane travel situation. My husband and I were on a train going to the city for an event, and it made a lot of stops. It wasn't a direct.
Okay.
And a fella a few rows behind us, at one of the stops, a few kids got on. Not kids, but younger.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's a kid now, I guess.
So, like teenagers or like young
I think
adults?
they must have been young adults, let's say.
Okay.
They got on, and this fella said, "Hey, what stop are you getting off of?" And they were getting off at the last stop, the train station.
Uh-huh.
And he apparently was getting off the one before. So he said, "Wake me up before before that stop or that last stop." And they were like, "Oh, okay, okay, okay." And in my mind, I thought, "Well, what if they wanna sleep?"
Right.
So then he addressed it again. "Hey, don't forget, the stop before the train station. Wake me up, wake me up." And so I talked about this to my family,
Uh-huh.
and my son said, "Well, sure. I mean, if I'm not going to sleep and I can help somebody out, why not?" But I was more thinking, but is it okay to even ask the etiquette part of it? He said, "What? You don't want to be a helpful person?" I said, "No, that has nothing to do with." So my husband also said the same thing. He said, "I would ask, and if they say no, they say no. It's no big deal. And if someone asked me, I would help them." But I thought, wow, I really probably would never ask. I would
No.
set my alarm, and I don't know.
Oh,
Then I
that's
felt kind of like a bad person.
no. Mm-mm, I am on your team with that, Meg. That is not anybody else's responsibility to wake that guy up. I'm sure if anybody's watching this, my mouth hung open at that question. I can't believe somebody would actually ask that.
Now, Carrie, though, this came up because then I thought, is this a female male situation?
Oh.
Are we a little more protective? Are we a little more, oh my gosh, I better do this because would you think it has anything to do with that?
It might. I can't imagine asking somebody to do that. I would put toothpicks in my eyes to stay awake before I would ask somebody to do that.
But what about if someone asked you?
Ask me to do that? Oh,
You'd be helpful. You'd say, "Sure."
I might, but I would also I would also be irritated
Oh, okay.
by being assigned a responsibility that I didn't ask for. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's okay to ask that. Would I do it? Hmm.
Because 'Cause you're both going to the same location.
Yeah.
You're up. You are aware of the stops.
And now I'm gonna be stressed for the whole ride. I can't even read or do anything because I'm gonna be thinking, "Is this the guy's stop? Is this the guy's stop?"
Well, that's what I told my family. I think it's personality because I think
Yeah.
that's why I was saying, "No, you shouldn't do that," because of that anxious feeling you might be
Yeah,
putting on someone.
sure. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, I can't imagine asking that.
Okay, okay. Well, I'm curious. I mean, a lot of people might say, "Oh, sure, it's no problem. You can help somebody out," which is
Sure.
yes, we want to be helpful.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. Wow. That's an interesting one. Yeah, my mouth was hanging open there.
All right. Well, I can't wait for your next one.
Okay. So this one has happened to all of us. So I've got two scenarios here. So the first one is you're in a long line. You're waiting at Disney for a ride, or you're waiting for a concert. Your friends are way up ahead in the line and they're waving at you. Come join, come join. Is it okay for you to go and cut the line, basically?
Oh, now my mouth is hanging open too. Because you're right. If it's a long line and it's moving slowly, and then you have people
Yeah.
sneaking in
Hmm.
at the front, your line is now even longer.
Right.
Hmm. I thought you were gonna go with the opposite. If you got out of line, could
Mm,
you come back into line?
right. Right.
But to sneak into line, Oh, Carrie, I don't even know if I have a would I or wouldn't I. Well, what do you think about that one?
So I don't like that. I don't like cutting the line or having somebody cut me in the line. I think the exception is you're a family of four, you're standing in the line, your 8-year-old has to use the bathroom, something terrible. They run to the bathroom and they come back and join you. Okay, fine. You had probably 4 seats held or one ride car held and they're coming back. But when adults do it, it feels very different to me. Like, oh, hey, John and Sue. And then they sneak up there and now they're in the line too. And I think, especially if there's like a limited space situation, like you're waiting to get into a restaurant, or we've had that where we were waiting to get into Howl at the Moon, and there's limited number of seats, right? So they're cutting the line, and it's not like they have reserved seats; they're taking up 2 extra seats. So for me, that's like a hard no. Like I don't like that to be the one cutting or to be cut. But yeah, a lot of people do it. A lot of people do it.
Right. I'm on team Carrie here, I
Yeah.
think. I mean, I do agree if you're waiting in line and then all of a sudden, let's say the line is so long because, hey, I need to use the restroom.
Yeah.
Would I ask the person behind me,
Mhm.
do you mind if I run to the restroom and can I come right back?
Right. Right.
But even then, is that person allowed to say, sorry, you're leaving the line?
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. My gosh.
Yes. So then here's was my husband's scenario to add to this. Let's say you go to the grocery store and you only are buying 2 items and it's a pretty long line. Is it okay to ask the person in front of you, hey, I just have a couple items. Do you mind if I go real quick in front of you?
To ask, no.
Agreed.
To be offered, "Hey, you only have 2," I still would even say, "No, I'm fine," unless I'm literally oh my gosh, my guess is have
Yeah.
I taken that up? Oh gosh, that's a good one. What do you think? You say no.
So I would never ask to cut the line. Again, with my 2 items, I would wait. And nowadays, there's usually the shorter line, like so many items or less anyway. So there's usually that option. But have I offered people behind me to come in front of me if I have a giant cart full and they've got 2 items? Yes, I would offer that. Unless I'm in a big hurry as well, or I see that they're kind of scoping out all the lines. But yeah,
Right.
I don't ask to do that, to cut the line.
Well, this is making me giggle because my husband brought this one up. I don't know if this is a Chicago thing, but do you remember after big snowstorms in the city, people would put lawn chairs after they shoveled out their parking spots?
Oh, right.
Can you save seats or save a parking spot like that? I mean, that was a huge thing where people were putting their
yeah,
lawn
right.
chairs to save a parking spot.
Right. Right. Yeah.
So funny.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it's not really their parking spot. They're not paying for it. It's not on their property. Yeah. And holding seats. I've had that where you get to a sports event or a concert and somebody's got 37 sweaters set out to hold a row, which I kind of get like at a graduation or something when you all want to sit together. I don't know. I think it is okay to hold some seats. I don't know.
Well, the holding seat is interesting because I think the place that I've felt it, not the most because I haven't been to resorts often, but the pool.
Oh, yeah. Right? And there's only so many of those chairs, especially in the shade. And now you've got people with their towels on them and they're going to swim for 4 hours before they come back to the seat. Yeah, I do find that a little bit annoying because you're just like, wow, I would sure love to sit in the shade, but there's literally none left. So, yeah.
Right. But then you think, well, then maybe come when the pool first opens. Is that your problem or is there a real etiquette to it?
Right, right.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. So
All
interesting.
these things, right?
Yes. Okay. I'm going to jump into a restaurant scenario.
Okay, go for it.
Now, I will preface this by saying I think this might be for maybe the younger crowd,
Mm,
maybe? Okay.
okay.
So you get invited to a group dinner.
Yeah.
Okay. And you're thinking, wow, they picked a pretty expensive restaurant.
Mhm.
So I'm just going to order a Diet Coke and a bowl of soup.
Right.
But then you have other people maybe ordering steak and multiple cocktails and drinks.
Right.
And then the bill comes,
Right.
and some consensus says, let's just split the bill.
Yes. Right?
Yeah. How do you approach that? Because then you think, well, wait, I just ordered a bowl of soup and a Diet Coke
Right.
specifically because I
Yeah.
knew we were going to an expensive restaurant, whatever. What do you think?
I think it is okay to say, "Can I see the bill? I just wanna see how much my part is."
Okay. Or,
Right?
okay.
I
Okay.
think it
So
is
I
okay
didn't even
to
think
say,
that.
especially when you're younger and you're on a budget. I mean, it's one thing if you kinda all had about the same stuff. You're adults and you don't care about an extra 20 bucks here or there or whatever, and you're just like, "Let's just split the bill down the middle." Close enough. Great. Okay, great.
Close enough. Right.
You had a drink, but I had an appetizer. Okay, fine. But if you're on a budget and yeah, I think if you're younger and you're on a budget and somebody makes that decision, it's still okay to say, "Can I see the bill? I just want to see how much my meal cost." I think that's fair because maybe they just hadn't thought about, oh, yeah, that person didn't have any drinks and I had two drinks. So I think it is okay.
Okay. Now I'm going to push back just a little bit
Okay.
because one, you want to go, but you know the restaurant you're going to.
Sure. Yeah.
And then two, I ran this by just a younger girl.
Right.
And she did say, no, you shouldn't do that, but you should ask for separate checks. She was quite younger.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, but that is then putting it on the server.
Yeah, although I do think that the way that they can separate checks now is so different than the days of writing it on a little pad and having to figure it all out. I think it's easier with their little iPads and stuff to split it. But I think that is a good call right from the beginning. Yeah, because what if your budget literally is for your soup and your Diet Coke and your part of the bill could be four times as much? So yeah.
Sure.
Hmm.
Right. And I ran it by my daughter too, and she said you could do it on the back end where someone just gets the bill. Maybe they'd be excited because of points or something.
Hmm.
And then they have to do the legwork to say, hey, Venmo me your portion or
Right.
something.
Sure. Right.
So, but it is interesting if you just show up and then it's an expectation, hey, we're splitting the bill.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough one for sure. Oh my gosh. And I would be so stressed too. I don't know. Maybe if you don't have very much in your bank account, maybe you just don't go. I don't know.
Well, right, but that's you're invited and you wanna be part of the
Sure.
group,
Yeah.
but so it is a social thought, I guess, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. Wow.
Do you have any more?
I have one more here.
Okay.
And so this is stemming from our girls are kind of at that age where there's a lot of weddings happening. And so the weddings, as you know, have gotten to be a lot of them, not all of them, much grander, right? Bigger. There's parties before, there's bachelorette parties, there's engagement parties, there's all these things that lead up to it. And if you're invited to be part of the wedding party, which is such an honor and super sweet, and of course you want to do it, but then what is reasonable to expect for somebody in your wedding party to pay for, right?
Yeah.
So for women, I've got here, there's the shower, and there might even be more than one bridal shower, bachelorette party, engagement party, the travel to get there, the dress, the hair, the makeup, and then maybe even a gift. Maybe you're even giving a gift. What is reasonable to expect your maid of honor or bridesmaid to pay for, right?
Carrie, that is so interesting because I think when you're the bride, you're just so excited and you want everything so perfect.
Yes.
but then to really pause and think, I have all of these other people to consider,
Yeah.
where I'm sure they are, but you're right. I don't know where that number is, or if there is an etiquette to have that conversation
Right.
where I'd love for you to be part of my bridal party, but this is what I have planned out.
Sure. Right.
I wonder if there is a true etiquette about rolling it out and then asking if that person could accept, or if there's some sort of modification. But then you're thinking, what I want over my friendship.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And if they're like, no, I'm sorry, that's too expensive, and that's your best friend, right?
Well,
What
that is
do you
okay. See,
do?
I'm already talking myself out from what I just said
Well,
because
yeah.
tell me.
So for our wedding, for example, my bridesmaids were my three sisters, and my parents paid for everything. For my oldest sister, she did have two bridesmaids that were not sisters. One was a cousin and one was a friend. And my parents also paid for them because they just felt like it was
Wow.
too much to ask these young women in their 20s to pay for all of these things. But that's not always how it works out, right?
That is not, that's I'm just, yeah, that's extremely generous. Wow.
I think they just felt like, how can we ask them to pay all these things? And then there weren't even all these extras like, bachelorette parties and engagement parties, but how can we ask them to pay for that when we know that they're probably not making very much? They're young women, just barely started their jobs.
Right.
And so, yeah, it's a hard one because you want to do all the things,
Right.
of
I
course.
think traditions have changed as well because I know I did pick out the bridesmaid dresses that
Mhm.
for my wedding,
Yes,
but I think I was keeping cost in mind.
sure.
But it still was, I was picking the dress that I wanted all of my girls to
Yeah,
wear. But have seen the trends change where is if you can get a peach dress or an
yeah,
orange dress,
yeah.
and then people can go as elaborate or
Right.
as simple as they'd like on their own.
Yes, yes, I have seen that as well. And there are some websites now specifically for bridesmaids dresses that really do try to keep them $99, try to keep them much more reasonable. Now, that's, of course, just one of the many items that you need, but I have noticed that. Are they the highest quality dresses ever? No, but you're wearing it for one day, which I think these companies have recognized too, is that the whole, oh, we picked a dress that you could wear again and nobody ever is going to wear it again. You could shorten it and wear it again. Nobody ever does that, very rarely. And so to keep the cost of the dress much more reasonable, because it is just a one day event. So I think that has kind of filled that little
Yeah.
niche need there too. I'm sure it was the same for your daughter too. The graduation from high school, what the kids are doing now compared to what we did, right, is much more elaborate. Limousines and parties and all these things that we just didn't have. Um, and so, yeah, I think setting an expectation is, I don't know, hard, but also maybe really necessary so that you don't end up dreading this giant credit card bill you have after a one-day event.
Right, right. But they
Mm.
do come up, and I think weddings are so much fun, and the bride and the groom are just,
Yes.
you want it all, which I
Yes.
totally understand. But the expectations on others is where it gets a little tricky.
Yeah.
And maybe the word expectation should be redesigned because it's
Mhm.
more of a hope.
Yes.
We just want them to want it as great as we want it.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, for sure.
oh, all of these are so crazy. Okay, now, Carrie, the one I think we all have been in, I'm going back to the airport. You're at your gate. Do you ask someone to watch your bags?
Well, you're not supposed to. There's announcements that say, "Do
Okay.
not watch somebody else's bag." But would I ask somebody else to watch my bag? Probably not. I would probably just take it with me, unless it's my family members. If somebody asks me to watch their bag, I'm probably watching their bag, which you're not supposed to. And my husband's like, do not do that. You don't know what could be in that bag. And then you could be on the hook for it. And I was like, I get it. But if there's a mom who's got a baby on her hip here and a toddler and they have to go to the bathroom, she has no hands to take her bag. I'm watching her bags for her, you know?
Okay, so this is situation dependent for you.
I I think so. I don't know. But then if there's some guy who says, can you watch my bag? Am I gonna be like, no, I'm not watching your bag.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
you could say, oh, you know what? I'm just like, if you were really concerned, I guess you could say, oh, you know what? I was actually just about to head out, or
Right. Right.
to excuse yourself from the situation if you felt
Right.
nervous about it.
Right. I mean, the boys in my family both said, sure. But my son for sure said, I would never ask anybody, but ask me and I'm there. Okay. You I did look it up and yes, it's probably not very sociably acceptable.
Right.
So I was just really curious because I've seen it happen, or maybe it's again a personality thing where you're going to be thinking about the whole time. Are they coming back? I'm supposed to board in 20 minutes. Do I need all of the details before I agree to this? you know,
A signed agreement? What
a
time are you?
signed agreement. Exactly, exactly. Because I want to be helpful. Again,
Mhm.
bottom line, but it does come with a lot of questions where I'm trying to deal with my own situation. Maybe I have a fear of getting on this plane and now,
Right,
the
right.
bag situation.
Exactly. And then you're thinking, what is in that bag?
What is in that
They
bag?
don't come back. What's in that bag?
Because I'll drag all of my bags, but I'm able to do it.
Sure. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Meg, those are so thought provoking. And I'm sure lots of people have opinions on them. And I know that we both have a lot more of those types of scenarios. What should you do? And if our listeners have any interesting ones that they would like to submit, please do, because we're going to definitely have a part two of this modern etiquette debate here. So if you've got something that you would like us to throw into the mix of questions, please don't hesitate to send it to us.
We would love to hear from you. We love hearing from our audience, and we'd love to hear what you're redesigning. And maybe you redesigned some sort of solution to some of these situations, and we would love to hear it. So let us know what you're redesigning in health and home and more.
Until next Friday, we'll see you next time.
See you next time.